Big cock and I cannot lie. My fellow sisters can't deny that when a guy walks in with the sexy swag and a nice bulge in his pants, you get wet. Wanna sit down rough cause you see a nice bulge with fluff. Deep in the jeans he's wearing, I'm locked and I can't stop glaring. Ooh, baby, I wanna get on ya and ride your bone ya. My ladies try to warn me, but that cock you got makes me so horny. Before skin, you say you wanna get in my pants. Well, use me, cause I ain't your normal hoochie. I've seen him hooping, to hell with recruit. He's hot to try. Got us weird like you know what he got. I'm tired of TV screens saying bitch men all the kings. Take any lady, give us some of that slack. She ain't never coming back. So ladies, your boyfriend got the slack. Tell him to use it. Roll that gorgeous slack.
I fucking love it. I love it. Hey, that's a new intro. Baby got slack. Fella got slack.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I'm your host. This is my homegirl ZaZa. Y'all know me, your host, your favorite Dr. Bay, Monique Ross. I brought my homegirl ZaZa here. That intro we just played, find her on YouTube. Drop your tags, ZaZa. Drop your tags.
ZaZa Goodbrake, that's me.
ZaZa Goodbrake on YouTube. That is her rendition or her remake of Baby Got Back. Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's called Fella Got Slack. Ladies, check it out. It's a dope ass tune with a very familiar beat. So hey, check it out. But anyhow, y'all know what it is. It's Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I brought my homegirl ZaZa here because she's dope as shit. Crazy as shit. Like your favorite Dr. Bay. and she lives in my motherfucking hood.
That's right. It's true. We're
we
neighbors.
from the same hood, y'all.
Neighbors.
Crazy as shit, right?
Neighbors.
Crazy as shit. But I brought ZaZa here because she's off into music, and y'all know I am a huge music junkie. She's off into roller skating. She's off into yoga. She's a world traveler. She's an activist. What other? And a mommy. And a mommy. Yeah. Like me. She has girls. I have boys. Best of both worlds, right? So I'm just gonna let ZaZa, cause she's full of energy and so much fucking personality. Y'all think I got energy and personality, baby? Look, I met my match. I have met my match. So I'm gonna just let ZaZa take the seat and take the lead and talk whatever shit she want to talk. Like,
well, I have to thank you first off for letting me on the show, because honestly, it's a
thank
huge,
you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Yes, I have a lot of gratitude, because I'm a white woman and I don't want to take up space in this day and age, but I started rapping about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And it's not a place where it's not a comfortable place to go.
Right.
Because I'm a guest in the industry.
Yes.
Hip hop reflects 4 foundational principles, and some of them I didn't learn as a child. But I went to the Great Wall of China 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I had this epiphany. You ever had an epiphany?
I've had an epiphany. That's how I ended up writing a fucking book that ended up being 3 books. I literally had an epiphany. 3. It's a 3-part series.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Miseducation of Monique Ross, part 1, part 2, and part 3.
Damn.
And
Damn.
I have a 10 book. I have to crank out 10. So I've got 3 already, and I'm bouncing back between 2. But yeah, I've had an epiphany.
See, but when things come to you, it's like,
yes.
Oh, well, I guess
I ain't looking at you like you
I'll
like,
do this now.
I know what you mean, and I'm sure some of my viewers, some of you fuckers out there have had an epiphany, and if you not, get in touch with your inner self and watch how those epiphanies roll in and get in touch with your soul self. And
you sit on that mat, and if you go to it enough times, and that's not just a mat. Your mat can be a stovetop,
right? Your
mat can be a forklift,
right?
But it's that, I guess it's a bit discipline, right?
Yes.
Or it's a bit of openness,
right?
It was similar to. Hold on.
What you got?
Similar to. I'm in this. This is so total sidetrack. I'm in this pleasure activism workshop, right?
Okay.
And the assignment this past week was like to read this chapter on squirting, and like a tutorial
On squirting.
I'm like,
you heard her right.
I don't really, I don't need to read about this.
But she's a squirter.
I think
Sorry,
that,
son. My son does the edits. My bad. He's seen worse. Trust me. I'm way inappropriate. So, hey, he's trying like my mom's so fucked up. But hey, it is what it is. He's 20.
It just happens. And so, if you're waiting on things, just align yourself and be open to it. Is the message there?
Yes.
Right.
Indeed.
And so I'm standing on the Great Wall of China.
Okay.
And it was my 41st country that I've been to.
Wow.
I've always been a very curious person.
How many countries altogether?
42 now.
42 now.
That was my 41st.
41st.
I haven't been
Okay.
many places since then. With 2 kids, it's really hard to travel. But and then the universe kind of, it was like a thunderbolt a little bit, and I was alone on the Great Wall of China by myself, and I looked up at this guy, and they're like, "You got to go tell the news story." And I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, that sounds fun.
Okay.
Sign me up." And they're like, I don't know who they were.
Right.
And I wasn't hearing voices or anything.
No,
right?
I get what you're saying. Like the
Yeah.
universe speaks to me.
Yes. And they're like, "It's with rap," and I'm like, "The fuck you talking about?"
She say, "What the fuck you talking about?
"You got the wrong lady. You see me?
Say I'm a white woman.
I'm just this little white gal." You know, I've been a nonviolent activist my whole life. You know, a very, you know, and nobody wants to hear a liberal white woman's agenda right now. Nobody wants to hear that. However, I said,
this is a safe space. Speak
Thank
your
you.
piece. Speak your
Appreciate
piece
that.
here, baby.
They say go home and get busy.
Yeah.
And I never listened to rap a day in my damn life.
She never listened to rap, and you just went for it. So you got home.
And I found a studio to work out of. Tony Thompson. Love you, Tony.
Shout out to Tony Thompson.
Yes, with Kwame Building Group. He let me in, and I knew nothing. And
Okay.
I was like, "Tony, I'm going to be famous." He's like, "What the?" Okay. And he let me make that song.
Wow.
Which, that was one of the first things I did, because I started listening to all the beginnings of hip-hop, which
Okay.
was very conscious and elevated at first.
Yes.
And the women in hip-hop at the beginning, oh my goodness, so inspiring.
Drop some artists that you were listening to.
Well, I love Queen Pen, and I love Remy Ma, and I love Lil' Kim, and I love
Okay.
Foxy Brown.
Okay.
They're my ladies.
All right.
Right?
All right.
I love them so much. But when you really listen to the way it went, after the mid 80s into the 90s, things got really misogynistic.
Yes. I agree.
And so I rewrote Fella Got Slag.
Fella got slag.
Because of the hypocrisy. It's just a parody.
Yes,
People-
yes.
It's controversial, but the thing is, if you're offended by that song, just imagine what it's like to be a woman listening to Dr. Dre's 2001.
Yeah. I agree.
Can't Make a Hoe a Housewife.
Yes.
Imagine what it's like to sit there and listen to Eminem or any of the...
Any of them, Snoop, all of them, bitch this, bitch that,
all of that.
sucking in your dick, all this shit, like
all that.
yeah. So
I was
exactly,
pissed. I got kind of pissed.
She got pissed.
So I rewrote a couple. Actually, I redid. I did Chode,
Okay.
which is my favorite song I've ever done. Which is the remake of You Can't Make a Hoe a Housewife, and it's all about chodes. You ever met a chode? Can we toast to them?
We're toasted.
Fuck the chodes.
Fuck them.
Fuckers.
Wow.
So I rewrote a couple. I kind of became the Weird Al of rap for a while. I was terrible. I am terrible. I fully
it's
admit
good
that.
shit. Go for it. Like, you're doing it. You're doing it. You had a fucking epiphany and you decided to do it. Do you know how many people sit on shit that they've been given the green light to do? Go for it.
Just do it.
And they sit on the shit and they watch their life pass them by. Girl,
Life is
fucking
too-
five.
life is
too
too
fucking
short.
If we're in 2020, if 2020 has not shown you anything, life is too short. That's one fucking takeaway we can take away from this whole year alone. Like, I watched so many people I know have lost a loved one or passed. Do that shit. Do that
Tomorrow's
shit.
not guaranteed.
It's not. Do it today. Do it anyway. That was my very first episode. Do it anyway. Do that shit afraid. Do it scared. Do it unsure of yourself. Do it without a fucking plan. Just do that shit. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox.
Well, no. So here I am, like, developing these, and I have originals, but they're, and I go to these rap battles, and you know, I've been teaching in New City for 10 years.
Okay.
And so I show up to these rap battles with a bunch of, you know, young 20-something-year-old black men, and they're like, she looks like my teacher. And she's competing with me. And I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, I have something to say. I'm going to go and perform my shit. So, and it never went well, but, you know,
but you did.
I did anyway.
Fun, right?
Of course I have fun.
Who cares?
If it's not fun, it's not worth
What are you doing it for? What are you doing it for?
My whole life is, if it's not fun, it's not worth doing. Now, it's brought a lot of heartache, and that's not not to be discredited, but I've learned a lot from that too. But God, I got so many good memories from that.
And that's how I am.
Yes.
I have fun, and I have people all the time are like, your life is so crazy, it's so fun. It is, but I got a shit ton of stories to tell. I got a shit ton of memories.
Yes.
And
yes.
I don't really regret anything. Regret is such a useless emotion. I've said that so many times.
Hell yes.
I don't regret shit. And I just live my life unapologetically on my terms.
To the fullest extent.
To the fullest. I try to live to the fullest. I've had some restrictions here and there where, you know, I've had to shut down and just regroup and stuff because I've gone, you know, my actions. I posted a couple weeks ago on Instagram before I went to Instagram jail. I posted, wow, or what do you know, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. Exactly. Like, it's the consequences of my actions, my own actions, and I know that. So, you know, but I'm okay with that. I'm in a place in my life where the peace in my fucking soul, the love in my heart, the breath in my body, those are the three things that I'm so thankful and grateful for, you know? So, anything else, I don't give a fuck. My kids are happy, they're well provided for, and they have a good life. Far better life than I had as a kid. And the goal for me when I birthed those babies was to ensure that they had a better life than I had.
Yes.
Say it, whatever you got to say.
Well, the craziest example of just, you know, following my heart, if we were going to swap some stories. I quit law school because you have a PhD and I have this thing for doctors. Like, I have a real obsession with academia.
Okay.
And, I don't know, I have like enough. I don't have a master's yet, but I went to law school because I was an activist. I hosted a political talk show when I was in college.
Wow.
And I got arrested a bunch of times. And
I can see all of it. I can absolutely see all of it.
You're
so fucking dope, man. No. She's so dope to me, y'all.
I was working with World War II conscientious objectors.
Wow.
On the Pine Ridge Reservation up in South Dakota, because I grew up a little bit in Nebraska.
Okay.
And then Seattle in '99, and it's Fort Benning, Georgia, the School of the Americas, like all these things. We just kept getting arrested just to show that political dissidence still happens. So anyway, I'm like, well, the best way for a woman to advance her agenda is to put some letters behind her name, which is what you've done.
That's not why I did it, though.
But I know, well...
I mean,
but you
honestly,
did.
I did it, but it's not why I did it. I have very personal reasons.
You were following your guidance from the universe.
And yes, that too. But I always took education so fucking serious. And being a young black girl growing up in like the hood and shit, like I knew for me that was a way out. And I didn't take the route that I initially thought I would, but I ended up right where the fuck I was supposed to be anyhow. And I remember when I finished my master's program, I have a dual master's, an MBA, and a master's in HR management. And I remember when I finished that shit, I remember making a stat on Facebook like, last day as a graduate student, I'm never going back. And then some years later, you know, as I get into like my true calling that I say, writing and, you know, writing my book and shit, and things didn't kick off the way that I expected them to, the way I anticipated the shit to go. I just like one day I was like, I'm gonna go to school and get my PhD then. Fuck it. And I enrolled in a program that was online and shit, and I just went to do it. I didn't tell too many people. Like my kids knew, a couple friends knew, a couple family members knew, and I did that shit. And I remember when I submitted my dissertation, and then I had to defend it. But when I submitted it, like, I knew I was done once I submitted it, because once I I got this shit.
I got the diss. I got the diss.
We were going to Vegas. My cousin was getting married, and we were going to Vegas, and I remember like just celebrating. Like, when we were out in Vegas, we went because my cousin was getting married, so we went out for our bachelorette party. But I hit send like a little bit after midnight on my dissertation and shit. And we went out, had the time of our lives, and I was in that moment like, I'm fucking Dr. Monique Ross. Like, I know that shit. So I hadn't even posted on social media in so long. I had eliminated social media out of my life so that I can focus on what I was doing. And that was like probably like the first post. I'm like, you know, I remember the post. It said, my ancestors' wildest dreams, Dr. Monique Ross. And yeah, so I just like, I pursued and that's why I pursued education. A lot of people that don't know that about me, but my ancestors had to work and make a way, so school wasn't important. So I made sure it was important to me, and it fucks me up because, like, my oldest son, he's a college dropout. But he's so fucking ambitious, and he's on like this path to complete and utter success. And it took him leaving school and convincing me that, Mom, I have another game plan that's way better than going and wasting money on a 4-year college degree and shit, and that's going to make me way more successful than sitting in this fucking dorm room. And when he told me he was dropping out, he quoted fucking Drake or Kanye. He's like, I just learned that turning papers in won't get me paid. And I'm like, motherfucker, you need to stop listening to Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me that shit on his birthday. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming back. I'm not going back to school. He's like, I just realized that turning papers in won't get me paid. And I'm listening to him talking. I'm like, you need to stop listening to fucking Drake, dude. And we do that to each other all the time. We quote music lyrics because he's a music junkie like me. But yeah, like, it fucked me up when he said that. But where he's at right now at 20 years old, I'm like, dude, you should have did this shit from the beginning.
Go ahead.
Like, he's so ambitious and he's so disciplined, and he has his head on straight, and I'm so proud of this kid. So yeah, but for me, you know, it wasn't about an ambition or anything like that. It was just like, one day I woke up and was like, I'm just going to go get my PhD.
This is what to do next.
And that's how I've always been. Like, I'm such a free-spirited person. Like you. I picked that up about you. And I just, like, I do shit on the drop of a hat, at the drop of a whim. I'm not a planner. And my book got put on hold. Well, the first contract got rescinded. And then I just woke up when I woke up, whatever day it was, and I was just like, I want to go to school and get my PhD. And I did that shit, and it was so, like, people were like, oh, you're so smart. It's like, I'm smart, but I don't look at me like, oh, I'm like, I discipline myself, and I had this ambition. I'm a reader. I've always been a reader.
So your discipline and your hard work and your belief in your story is what has given you the title of doctor. And
your favorite doctor.
Hey, you fuckers. You fuckers.
She's hilarious.
So I did not have the same result going to law school as you might predict.
I would have wanted you to be my fucking lawyer. Because you'd be like, bitch, did you do it?
I could not put up with that shit. I couldn't put up with it. I looked to my left, I looked to my right. I'm like, nobody's here for the same reasons.
Right.
There were actually 2 or 3, which those folks I still have in contact with. But the sacrifice was like ass plus seat, 13 hours a day. I was immature. You know, I'm still growing up. You know,
me too.
I'm 42 years old.
I'm the most immature 39-year-old woman you're ever going to come across, guys.
So I
leave me alone. You don't want these problems.
Look at her. So I got all this debt then from 1 year of law school. I'm like, I'm going to withdraw in good standing, and I'm just going to take a bow and take off. I wanted to play my fiddle. I wanted to do some yoga. You know, I wanted to, I don't know.
And you're certified yoga, right?
Yeah, I've been a yoga teacher since 06 is when I got my cert. But I've been practicing since 98. So I moved to Iowa. I did some corn detasseling. I tried to go to Brazil, and then I'm like, let's just go to Omaha and work for the phone company. Really? Which was really awful. because I graduated from University of Nebraska-Lincoln, beside the point. Anyway,
Okay.
I'm there. I'm unhappy. The worst winter ever. If you've ever lived through a Nebraska winter, I pray for you. Actually, I'm not a prayer, but I am a spiritual person. But
Gotcha.
So I go to a festival in like June, and I met this wild coyote.
Wow, coyote.
Mhm.
Coyote ugly.
Yeah. And, well, he was cute.
He was
but
cute.
He's like, you don't need to work for the phone company. You need to come with me. And I
Wow,
did. And
just
I
like
did,
that.
Just like that.
Wow.
And we were so in love for a year.
Where's my wow coyote?
And then here's the thing. The wrap up of this story is crazy. We took a whole year. We traveled the whole I did like a lifetime's worth of American vacations in 1 year.
Wow.
I'm talking like thousands and thousands of miles. Selling L-wire, which is like electroluminescent phosphorescent wire that glows like neon.
Yeah.
He's a Burning Man guy. Anyway, we moved back to Florida for the winter.
Okay.
And still doing festivals and all that. And I just realized it just wasn't going to work out.
Okay.
Because his values were not... I'm a worker. Like, I
Okay.
need that. And it's not that I need a paycheck. It's just that...
The drive and
I wanted to
be busy.
Yes. And he wanted me to make babies. And no, he didn't at the time. But he was a playboy.
Okay.
So I moved to that's when I moved to St. Louis.
Okay.
And with a broken heart and no money.
Aw.
2 years later, he calls me. He's like, my dad died. And I
And
still,
he's
if he ever sees
inherited
this,
and
bless
shit,
his
son.
heart. He did. He's like a millionaire. And he got the
Wow.
mansion and the movie theaters and, all that. He's like, just,
Wow.
I miss you. Come back to me. And I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't raise children in Boca Raton. I can't be a Jewish mom.
Right.
I can't. And if I love him, and we always will love each other.
Sure.
But
sure.
how many people do you know move out of their house, sell their car, and give all their shit away in a matter of 2 days, huh?
Not too many.
Oh, that's an impulsive lady. That's me.
I'm impulsive as fuck. I haven't sold a house and car and moved everything out in 2 days, but I have woke up one morning and been like, oh, I'm gonna go here, and I just
go.
book a flight and I go, or I'm gonna drive, or I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm so fucking impulsive. That's why we click. That's why we connect,
Totally.
man. Wow.
Now, it was just an apartment. I didn't sell nothing at the time,
okay.
And so that's how I got to St. Louis, and that's when. Well, I didn't become. And then I traveled the world again.
Okay.
And then the problem is, okay, here's the deal. I'm getting serious for a
This
second.
is a safe space.
Okay.
Safe space, baby. Say whatever you want to say.
So when we met,
Mhm.
it was all I was inundated with a barrage of questions of or this or that,
Okay.
this or that, and over it's like, you want jazz or you want rock,
Okay.
you want this or that. My message is that it has to be and both.
Okay. I like that.
It doesn't. It's not either or.
It's both.
It's and both.
Okay.
And our culture in this fucked up country of ours is very either or
Mm-hmm.
focused.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
But women, as I saw today and I see over and over, have to do and both.
We do.
And we have to live with uncertainty.
We do.
And
I agree.
We have to make contingency and say, well, we got to do it both ways. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be or.
Right.
So, I am not into choosing. I want it both ways. I want to have my cake
and eat
and I
that
wanna eat
shit too. Cheers.
Salud
to
mi
having
amor.
our cake and eat it too.
Mm.
Wow, I love it. I love it, man. That's dope. That's
Seriously,
dope as fuck.
that's what women need to do, and women have been doing that for a long time.
Yes.
But the problem is we've got this she session going on. Have you
Oh,
heard of
yeah.
that term?
I've heard it. Tell the fuckers what it is. I'm sure somebody out there ain't heard it.
Women are leaving the workforce at 4 times. Is it 8 times or 4 times? I took notes, but I forgot. It's 4 times faster than men since COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
Women are leaving en masse their positions because, oh, big surprise, we have so many more duties and are covering the spread so much more than men. It's almost like we've regressed. Now the article I read said back to 1988, but Jesus, we're talking about 1950s bullshit here. Right? So we're all double timing. We're moonlighting. Well, if you've got kids at home,
Right.
the moms are doing the kids on the online learning. Maybe they've gone back, but I swear to God, if your kid says for 1 second they got a tiny cough, they come home. Right.
I haven't sent mine back. He's here.
Is he here? Is he? Okay.
Still, I love him. I love him to pieces, but man, we're not gonna talk about it. Continue.
It's been a journey.
It's a journey. It's definitely a journey.
and doing all the, the domestic duties
all the domesticated
of making a house, and for a long time I was like, well, that's just something that women do. That's just our automatic function. Fuck that. I'm so sorry. The unpaid labor. Okay, so this is what got under my skin when I started rapping, is that, and they call it a pink tax, which I think is really a bullshit term. That women work probably twice as hard.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, we do,
and make half as much.
Yeah,
they say 80 cents, 76 cents to the dollar, but after you deduct all of the things that we have to do to take care of ourselves, as in birth control or taking care of our cycles, or any of the number of things that men prefer us take care of, it really does add up.
It does. I absolutely agree.
So my proposition is a man tax. And I'm not kidding.
I know you're not.
I'm not.
That's why I have this evil grin. A man tax. I'm here for this shit. Come on, tell the fuckers.
So
Zaza for fucking president.
Well, I got hood on.
She has this fucking hood on her jumper. Hey, stand up, Zaza. Show these. Look at this jumper. Turn around. And look how she's wearing this motherfucker. It has a hood on it. Look at this. Sexy as fuck. She shows up in all this glittery, and I just got on a fucking t-shirt. I'm rocking my Ink Brand t-shirt, y'all. Shout out to Ty from Ink Brand. I'm rocking your tee. Yeah, I'm gonna plug him. Ty from Ink Brand. I got some some hoodies and shit from him. I want to rock them and take some pictures, but shout out to him. But anyway,
Ink Brand is a tattoo, yes?
No, that's a clothing brand. He has skateboards and hoodies and shit like that. Hoodies and t-shirts. He's dope as fuck. So you guys will see him on the episode before you even see this Zaza episode. So shout out to Ty. If you haven't checked out that episode by the time this one airs, go back and check it out. Dude's super intelligent, very well spoken, had a dope ass time with him. But anyway,
they're like, yeah, we know about him.
Tell us about this. What was it? Man tax. Yeah, tell us about this fucking man tax, Zaza.
Okay, so preceding the man tax, we need to put a woman in every seat.
Oh yeah.
Now there's this woman that came into a seat this week. And do I mean that? Okay, so here's the thing. I gotta really stand by what I say. Yes, I mean it. Put a woman in every seat. Mm-hmm. If we replaced the 6 other justices, I still want a woman in every seat. Yes, I agree. Amy Coney Barrett, come on in. Okay? Now, I'm not defending her. In fact, I don't think she was the best choice, of course.
Sure.
Because she's in great danger of reversing Roe v. Wade. Yes. And that is a huge issue for me, amongst other things.
Right.
Like the Affordable Care Act and a lot of voting.
A lot of other shit.
There's a lot of regression going on.
Yes.
Why we have to regress at this point, I have no idea. But that's beside the point. I do believe if we put a woman in every seat, there's room for Sarah Palin, because guess what? If enough of us were there, which there would be more of us than her, she'd be like, oh wait, I'm thinking like a man. I should probably change my mind.
Change my mindset. Change your mind, change your fucking life, y'all.
Exactly. And so when I say put a woman in every seat, I mean it. So putting a woman in every seat would mean that we could basically save the planet, right?
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
And institute the man tax.
Okay.
Okay, so the man tax is, so when I was pregnant with my first daughter, I would tell people, they're like, what are you having? I'm like, a girl. They're like, oh, you're in trouble. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? And then I realized it is more expensive to have a girl.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In many ways. And so we just need to recoup the costs. Men make more money.
Yeah.
And women pay more money to be a woman. Men pay less money to be a man.
Yes.
So we're going to charge every man on the planet.
On the fucking planet.
Because there's 6 billion of us, right? And this is after we get all the basic human needs met for all the people on the planet, because that is the first
ZaZa
thing.
for fucking president.
We need to meet basic human needs.
Yes.
People need a place to shit every day. People need to put their head on a pillow every
Should
night.
not have homeless people.
And the people need the basic amount of calories in their tummies. After we get that done, right? That's the first item on the agenda. If we can't take care of our own species, what the fuck are we?
Exactly.
And I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Fuck that. Don't apologize. That's real fucking talk, yo. That's real talk.
Well, you're not gonna like what I have to say, because all these
fuck it. Say it anyway.
I love animals, but Jesus, if we're gonna give money to the Humane Society, why aren't we feeding our people? Okay?
That's some real shit.
And I'm gonna go off on dogs right now, and I know you're a dog owner.
I'm a dog.
I'm sorry.
Dog mom.
But the thing is, dogs keep people from going out. They keep people from traveling. I'm not saying you.
Not me, because I live my life with my dog. Like,
right.
Juju's been on plenty of road trips with
fine.
me.
But so many people are like,
I can't because I
gotta
got
go
the
home and get
dog.
the dog.
No, I have people in my house that help me
Right.
with the dog and shit. If
But
I can't do it.
People that have dogs don't have passports usually.
Right.
Because they, and being a homebody is okay. I respect that, especially these days. That's fine. We're not in a time of life where you are expanding. We're introverting, we're pulling in, and then there's a giant curtain across the entire world right now. Everything is slowing down. It's like things are magnified but blurry, right? Things are so in your face, but they're fucking blurry. It's like a microscope in 7th grade. It's like, I can't get in there, you know?
I agree.
I can't see what's going on. There's a lot going on. Anyway, but in ZaZa's world, after we put a woman in every seat, and after we take care of the basic human needs of humanity, then we institute the man tax.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so every man pays a woman, and if a man doesn't have a woman, and I think monogamy is for suckers, so I'm not talking about husband and wives, but I'm just talking about this lineage where every man is going to pay or tithe to a woman so that she can take care of her basic human needs, right? And also make up for the differential of the payments of the shortage.
The pay gap. The wage gap between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
I'm here for this shit. ZaZa for fucking president, yo.
So this is the sign of the divine feminine.
Vote
This is the
ZaZa.
new piece.
Let me see
It's
if I
hard.
can get this shit.
It's
Don't
hard.
have me throwing up no
So
fucking gang signs.
No, don't leave a hole though. This is not a gang sign, but although many men have made fun of me for this. So this is the sign of the divine feminine. This is the new piece that's coming. The goddess is coming back. So this is the old piece. This is the new piece.
All right.
And we don't welcome her back. She won't come, but she is coming actually.
I'm welcoming. Look, I'm here for this shit. I get a check from this motherfucker because I get a period and I gotta birth his babies and cook and clean and do laundry and vacuum and keep the house in order. Hey, I'm here for this shit.
Fuck that noise.
Let's talk. You said something. You don't believe in monogamy. ZaZa doesn't believe in monogamy. So this is something I learned when she was recording another episode with someone else. ZaZa and I have another thing in common. We not only live in the same hood, but we live in the same hood with our ex-husbands.
Yep.
So are you guys actually divorced?
No.
So they're not divorced, but they're not together.
No.
But they live together. And y'all know me. I live with my motherfucking ex-husband. And this is what I always tell y'all. Don't judge me. Judge your motherfucking mama. Don't judge ZaZa. Judge your motherfucking mama. So, she doesn't believe in monogamy. Why don't you believe in monogamy?
It's for suckers.
It's for suckers. I saw there was a meme on Instagram while I was in jail. I couldn't like it. But it said, can anybody just want to date and take trips and go half on the rent? You can cheat. I don't care no more. I read that shit and I thought about it. I'm like, I'm almost there. I'm so fucking selfish though, man. I'm so selfish and I want you to myself. What B say? I'm so possessive, so I rock his rock necklaces. Ooh. I'm so possessive. Ooh. I want my shit to myself, but it don't sound so bad. Anybody want to go half on the rent and motherfucking take trips? You can cheat though.
Okay, so so we got to get rid of this notion of cheating.
Okay.
Okay, so this is why, most divorces in this country, well, most marriages end in divorce, right?
Right.
Over half.
Right.
Right. And so this idea of cheating, like not telling someone else, right? So we got to get real. Like after I sat Vipassana once for 10 days. I meditated 10 days for 10 hours a day. This was my honeymoon, by the way.
Wow. Wow.
The first month of my honeymoon was spent in a separate room from my husband.
Wow.
So first we were...
first month?
The first month.
How long was the fucking honeymoon?
16 and a half months. We went around the world.
Man, where the fuck the man that's gonna take me on a 16-and-a-half-month fucking honeymoon?
He didn't fucking take me, I took him!
Oh, she took him. When I meet a motherfucker that's gonna take me on a 16-and-a-half-month honeymoon, that's when I'm gonna be ready to say I do, yo. What the fuck?
We both saved up a lot of money.
Okay,
I
I ain't mad at it.
Chunk of change to the
table. Okay.
Equal amounts, actually.
Okay.
And thank you, Charter. And it was a $30 a day budget for, it's almost 17 months we were gone from St. Louis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But this whole idea of cheating, if you can come to someone and level with them on the level and be like, my needs aren't getting met.
Okay.
And I need another friend here,
right?
Or another lover here, or another way of meeting my needs. Like, one person is not designed to meet all of your needs.
That's true. I hate that I'm saying that's true because I'm like, yeah, but continue.
Because you want to get married again.
Yes, I do.
I don't believe in it. I just can't go for it. And then as I was then after the meditation, we went and drank ayahuasca in Peru for 10 days.
I remember you saying that. Okay.
Yes, and that will just, you talk about fuckery. Shit.
And y'all know we all about the fuckery here.
If anybody out there wants to talk to me about going to Iquitos, Peru, and studying with Percy, you just, hit me up.
Hit her up.
Because it's not expensive. You just got to get there. And it's not easy to get there.
Wow.
But if you need to have a redose of life or just a new lease on why things happen or a whole new meaning of anything, it wasn't a drug for me.
So, yeah. I have never put anything up my nose.
Me neither.
But I do smoke my pot. She said her finger, but I do smoke my pot. But that's not what we're talking about. We were talking about monogamy. So, anyhow, as you were. My bad.
So, when you drink enough ayahuasca and you meet the universe, or go to India as I have, or any of the many places that I've been, it's all about getting our needs met. And I believe that all negative emotion stems from fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And fear can turn into two things: anger or sadness. So fear turns into anger, and we get jealous.
Right.
And we start to lash out, and you want to be that person's only thing.
Yeah. I want to be his only thing.
So, see, my situation's a little different. I married a man that I never was attracted to, really.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We made it 12 years. On our 10th anniversary, we broke up. Because on our honeymoon, like I said, it lasted 16 months, and we probably...
Say it.
We only had sex like 1 or 2 times.
For 16 fucking months?
Yeah.
The next motherfucker I go on a honeymoon with, and it's for 16 months, we fucking like rabbits. I'm talking about twice, 3 times a day.
A couple times a day.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because it does, the desire after 12 years or 10 years goes away after a while.
Right.
But, and that, I guess, when I went to China, it all came to a head, and all this. You can call this the best midlife crisis anybody's ever had.
Okay.
It was the most enjoyable ride in my life.
I'm with it. I'm here for this shit. I'm smack dead in the middle of a midlife crisis, I feel like, some days. So, hey, I'm right there with you, my sister. Cheers to fucking midlife crisis.
But here's the thing. For the young folks, I got a little fan club. from my U City girls, and I love them so much.
Shout out to U City.
Yes, yes. Never did me wrong, and I love them so much. And the thing about it is, you know, if your priorities change, it doesn't mean that you have to hate the person you're with.
Right.
So
I agree.
We live with each other as in college roommates.
Yeah.
Like, I suffered botulism with you in Bolivia and cleaned up your puke for 3 days straight. I'm not leaving you. Like, you're the father.
Being this shit forever.
Right. You're the father of my children. He's a good dad.
I agree. Like, my ex-husband and I,
Right.
we divorced, but we live together.
Yes.
He's an amazing fucking dad. He's here. He's present. And he does any and everything to see fit that our boys are provided for.
Yes.
And that I'm happy.
There
like,
you go.
He makes sure, like, I'm sorry, fellas. I told y'all this before. If you coming for me, you got to be able to fill those shoes. No, I'm not looking for a daddy for my boys.
Nope.
But if you want me to, like, disconnect from my ex-husband, you gonna have to
Give me a
like
really
fill them
good
shoes.
reason.
Give me a good reason. But that's where I'm at. But
Yep.
I believe in monogamy, you know, and all that shit. But
right.
you know, I think it's possible in my mind. But realistically, we're not gonna talk about what I feel realistically. Y'all gonna have to read the book for that. I'm working on some new shit. Philosophical bullshit. What is it titled? Philosophical Bullshit, a collection of my thoughts on all things inappropriate or all things, what is it? I'm drunk, y'all, and I'm high.
All things
Philosophical
fuckery.
Bullshit, a collection of my thoughts on all things offensive.
Offensive.
All things offensive. I talk about religion, politics,
I love that.
monogamy, everything. So anyway, but that's in the works. So read that shit and you'll get my take on all that shit. But anyway, continue, Zaza.
I mean, if you know, I've dated a couple men in the past, you know, almost 2 years, and they're lovely. There's a lot of lovely guys out there. I broke OkCupid.
She broke. Tell us about that, because I
it.
remember you talking about that.
I broke it. I went to 78 countries and had, like, I don't know, 18,000 matches, 24,000 matches or something. And they didn't like that. And there's a bunch of men whining about it, so they kicked me off.
She got kicked off OkCupid. I got kicked off IG. We are not the same.
I got kicked off Bumble. I got kicked off Tinder.
What?
Well, it's the problem is my pictures.
You do have some
I've
really
got some offensive
racy.
or racy.
We'll call them racy.
It's the thing is that I'm an activist, and now that I have to use everything I have
to get what you want.
to get my agenda across.
Exactly. I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And so this roller skating is giving me this beautiful
ass. She has a nice, her ass, like, y'all know black women are known for their asses.
I got a bubble butt.
Look, her ass gives my ass a definitive run for its money. Y'all know I ain't no ass. I don't even fuck either. I'm pretty. I'm pretty to look at.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
In fact, hold on.
Here she go.
She's so beautiful.
She brought me flowers,
I brought
y'all.
her flowers.
When's the last time a motherfucking man brought me flowers? My ex-husband buys flowers occasionally, but he'll bring flowers home, and so because I have shit ton of vases, but she brought me fucking flowers. Fellas, step your fucking game up. You trying to get at me? Show up with fucking flowers, yo. But
The yellow is for the hope of her published novels.
Yes.
The pink is for her future girl.
Aww.
Who she'll have, and the green and the purple are for the heart that she has in all of her endeavors.
Aww. Thank you, Zaza.
But I still don't believe in monogamy because there's so much love out there to give and so much love to receive.
I agree. There's so much love, and y'all want to know what my theme song is right now? K. Michelle, Love 'Em All.
Love 'em all.
If you don't know the fucking song, that's my theme song right now. What she say? I touch but I don't feel. I love but it ain't real. Some. Y'all know the song, but Love 'Em All. If you don't know that song, Zaza, listen to that shit on your way home. K. Michelle, Love 'Em All. That's my theme song right now, because I have the perception, like, guys have repeatedly told me, I can't take you serious because you're a player. They see an attractive woman and they assume I got men out the wazoo. I do, low key, but in reality I don't, because the men that I have low key out the wazoo, I don't want them. I have something specific in mind. So, you know, that's why I don't want them. Like, what I want is different. What I want is rare. And I came across that shit. I fucked it up. We both fucked it up. He fucked it up. I fucked it up, because it was so rare that we didn't know what to do with it. So we fucked it up. But we're not going to get off into that. I ain't going to get off into my soapbox. Anyhow.
I'm in love with a fuckboy.
She's in love with a fuckboy. You need to make a song. T-Pain's I'm in love with a stripper. I'm in love with a fuckboy.
Oh my God, we make a song.
Can I be in the video?
I'm a cup, you a spade. The pentacle, you a blade. It's all about the tarot.
I love it.
I started it today.
I love it. I'm here for it. Let me in this video. I'll twerk and everything.
Fix a fuckboy. You can't fix
fix a fuckboy, man. Like, once a fuckboy, always a fuckboy. For real. And we don't man bash here. Y'all might think we're coming off as man bashing, but
no,
we're just speaking from our experiences. And fuck boys are a real thing. Y'all know I did an episode with my homegirl QP.
I saw it.
No fuck boys allowed, and she's in love with a fuck boy. I've been in love with a couple fuck boys. Like, y'all know me. Like, my heart is so fucking pure and genuine. I love hard. So yeah, I've been in love with a couple fuck boys in my life. So Zaza's currently in love with a fuck boy, but since we gonna get you past this,
we'll get past it. Actually, I am past it.
She's past it. Fuck that. She's speaking.
Actually, I'm in love with two guys. So.
She's in love with two guys.
You can be in love with as many people as
you can. You absolutely
in love with my
can.
shoelace.
Shit. You can love whatever the fuck you want to love. This is a judgment-free zone here.
I get nostalgic for breakfast, man. Like, I swear, like, I'll write about it the next day and be like, oh, those pancakes.
When it was good, it was some good shit. I'm a very nostalgic person, and I absolutely, I go there, like, about all kinds of shit. Like, if you know me, you know I'm speaking facts. Like, y'all know my heart, y'all know how I love and how I give my love. But the shit is abused. But we're not talking about that here. This ain't about me. This is about my girl Zaza.
It's an equal exchange, and I can't help it. So when I gotta bring this up, there's a couple things, because we're on the eve of the election. Even though this is gonna broadcast, we're not gonna know who's gonna be president when this is broadcast anyway,
right?
Because it's gonna take.
It's coming out next week after next, so
right?
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be December 12th when the Electoral College meets, and it's not gonna be again until January 6th when. It's a lot of steps, and honestly, I think we're going to live in a fascist state, and we're all fucked. But
welcome to America, people. Oh no, she did tell us she has this voice inside of her. That's what she was doing. She told me this the last time I saw her. There's a little girl that lives inside of her that is dying to get out. Listen to this shit.
I don't know if it comes across. It might not come across.
Hopefully it picked up on the mic. Jeremiah, do not delete this shit. Don't delete that part.
So the election's here and gone by the time this is broadcasted, but we are on the precipice of a great turning point in our country. Whether or not our nation will choose truth or hypocrisy.
Reality TV.
Right, or reality TV. Right. We elected a reality TV star president, which, I mean, we're suffering the consequences for years to come. Thanks, Amy Coney Barrett. We can't, and then two other justices, to Gorsuch and two other, he has appointed 3 justices in his term It's so fucked up.
Isn't that like a first? That's like
done that many.
recent history?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
So we're going to suffer the consequences of this administration for years to come, even if he serves another 12 years, or if he doesn't give up power and our country loses its democracy. We are the largest experiment in world history.
World history.
We've never had a living document guide a people, as in our Constitution, which it has its flaws. It does not oppress people. We're not mentioned in the Constitution, and enslaved people were never, ever considered. However, it does not discredit nor misguide us to say that we have done this.
Right.
And we are elevating Black voices. We are trying to do the correct thing. And I'm so done with this right, wrong, and bullshit, because on the right, you have all this stuff. Why can't people be left to choose what they have for their future? This whole notion and inception of right being correct. We have to do away with this. We have to abolish this idea of the man side. This is the man masculine side.
Right.
The right thing being right and correct, and the left being diminutive and meager and weak. That is bullshit. So we have to disassociate and break the bonds of that language. Right is not necessarily correct anymore. That is not where we're headed. That is not what we can do any longer.
If we wish to move forward as a fucking nation, we have to fucking make some changes. And
Serious
we have to
changes.
abolish the ways. Man, don't get me off into it, because y'all know I don't talk politics, but I have an opinion.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But go, no,
so this
go.
idea of,
you can talk
of our rights. Okay, so we have the longest living document, the longest living constitution in the history of the world. We have the largest experiment. It's like, all right, let's have a party and invite everybody to it.
Right.
Everybody can come. Never in the history of the world has anyone said that everyone can come to a party. I don't care who you are or what you look
Right.
like. Now, some people came on different aspects than others. It's true. But we wouldn't have rock and roll. We wouldn't have jazz. We wouldn't have the blues. We wouldn't have half of Hollywood, 3/4 of Hollywood. We didn't have bullshit of nothing without the contributions of everyone that came to this country.
Right.
And we said everyone is welcome. After the point when slavery was abolished and everything, we still let a lot of people in.
Right.
Okay, so a lot of people end up here.
Right.
And we say, we're going to still have this Constitution. We're going to still do our best to govern by it. And we're going to have to guide governance. So the Constitution lives on. And the Constitution continues to live on until this asshole gets into power. And then he's like, maybe we don't need this anymore.
Right.
So he's putting it in great jeopardy.
Yeah.
So we have a great jeopardy right now. And it's my hope that this whole idea of right and left, of this bullshit story that is being told is broken through, because the goddess, okay, so I'm just going to go back to
Go ahead.
1 second, to climate. If you cover something, if you cover a wound, now sometimes it's good to clean a wound, right?
Right.
You clean a wound and you cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you put a little Neosporin on it
Mm-hmm.
and you let it heal. But when a wound gets too big and you continue to cover it, it will fester.
Yeah.
And when the goddess speaks so loudly, you have to let her breathe. When you cover the earth with plastic as much as we have,
Right.
when you let the bees and the raptors die at the hands of the humans, you need to uncover her and let her breathe.
Right.
And so the idea is, if we put a woman in every seat, and I'm just an entertainer, I don't know how we're going to get
say
there.
that shit. Say
I don't
that
know
shit.
how we're going to get there. But if we can just uncover everything and let her breathe, she will open up. And we will have a dawn of a new era.
Dawn of a new day, a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new day.
It has to be. Look at what your life is right now. You know? Look
Yeah.
at what we're faced with. And there's a lot of fear, which the basis of all negative emotion is fear.
Mm-hmm.
But we cannot let it transpose into anger. We cannot let it transpose into all of this might and all this capitalist bullshit.
I agree.
We're not going to get into all the Marxist socialist bullshit, but the point is I hope from and then in the heart of my soul,
Mm-hmm.
which is in the seat of me, which happens on every chakra level,
Right.
in between my legs.
Talk that shit.
in between my loins, in between my thighs, in the heart of me, in the lungs of me, in the breath of me, in the forehead of me, on the top of me, that we can save humanity. If women can just get into the seed and take over.
And take over.
I really do believe that. I don't know how realistic it is, but I'm just
It's so fucking realistic, man. It's so realistic, and I see it. Like, it's within our grasp. It's within our grasp, and we're going to see this shit in our lifetime. Woo! I promise you. We're going to see this shit in our lifetime. Men, think of how women run the household, how women make your lives better. Imagine what this fucking country would be if women took fucking control.
And men invited the goddess back into themselves. In America, we encourage men not to dance, not to feel, not to cry, not to be alive.
Emotional, don't show emotions.
That's bullshit.
No.
You need to move your hips. You want to win me over? Show me how you can dance.
Show me how you move.
Show me how you can cry.
Move, how you cry.
Show me how you can
be
feel.
Vulnerable. Be fucking vulnerable. Show some emotion, motherfuckers.
Do it.
Man.
So the goddess is coming back.
A whole fucking word, y'all. A whole word. If that went over your head, I apologize, but I'm right here. I felt all that shit within my soul. I felt the emotion. I got fucking chills. You can't see the hair on this arm because it's shaved.
Do it.
But on this arm, that shit. Do you see my hair standing up? That's real talk, y'all. But
because I've got a lot of masculine energy too. It's all it's and both.
Yes.
So we've been told for a long time men need to invite the and both into them and not be either or anymore. That's over.
It's over. It's a new dawn. It's a new fucking day, yo. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Man, look. ZaZa Goodbrake here with the motherfucking word on Pure Fuckery the podcast.
Hey fuckers.
Hey fuckers. Drop your tags, ZaZa. Tell them where they can find you. YouTube, Instagram, wherever the fuck you want them to follow you at.
So I'm on all platforms. That's my real name. Actually, I'm an Elizabeth. But
okay,
I've
you go by ZaZa
for 22 years.
I love it.
Goodbrake, Goodbrake, because we needed to. It's a break. It's a break. On what is that?
Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, wherever the fuck you listen to your music at. Check my girl ZaZa Goodbrake out. Follow her on Instagram at ZaZa Goodbrake.
Yeah, it is private because I don't want to get fired.
It's private. She don't want to get fired, but if you hit her follow button,
I would totally allow you.
She'll accept it. You know, she gonna lurk on your page first to make sure that you were good people. But hit her on Instagram, ZaZa Goodbrake. Y'all know where y'all can find me on Instagram, SOO Sophisticated One or Pure_Fuckery. You can follow me on Facebook at Monique Ross and YouTube. Pure Fuckery, the podcast. You can watch me on all listen to me on all platforms. You can watch me visual on YouTube. And I appreciate you all for the likes, the comments, the shares. I'm fresh out of Instagram jail. Thank you to everybody that held me fucking down on Instagram, that reposted my Pure Fuckery content. Thank you for the love, the support with my whole heart. I love you guys, man. I wouldn't be doing this shit if I wasn't receiving the feedback and the views that I've been receiving. Thank you guys. I'm also on Street Madness Radio. You can catch me. Pure Fuckery is syndicated now every Saturday at 6 p.m. StreetMadnessRadio.com. I appreciate you all for tuning in. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Thank you to my special guest co-host, Miss ZaZa Goodbrake. Check her out on YouTube. Fellas got slack.
Fella got slack, baby.
Fella got slack. Let me run this shit back. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Peace. Thank you for my flowers, ZaZa. You are amazing. I appreciate your time tonight.
In your pants so deep. Come on.
I don't care about GQ because pretty boys are made for toys.
Pretty boys are made for toys.
Waiting on it to taste that Hubble. Keep my man likes to mix a lot.